welcome to our Spring Band concert. It's hard to believe, of course I say this every time we get together for yet another spring concert, it's hard to believe it's spring and school is almost over. I have a daughter who's a senior and she's got less than half a day of school left and then she's done. No more school for her. And my son just got back from college and he's done too, so I'm the only one that's still got work to do. But it looks like we're full up in here, it looks like we're over full in here. So you know what that means, we need to build a performing arts center. It's just an idea, just a thought. It's actually a thought I've had for a lot of years, but that's all right. Hey, my name's Joel Rutherford, I'm the Director of Fine Arts. This is year number 21 for me here at PCA. I've been here working with the students, and this is a big night. We got a beginner band. Where's the beginner band? We got an intermediate band. Where's the intermediate band? We got a high school band. We got a jazz band. We got a Dixieland band. We got a marching band. No, I'm just kidding. But we've got a lot of bands going on tonight, and that's exciting. So I hope you're looking forward to some great music tonight. Hey, if you're one of the lucky people that got a printed program, I want to invite you to take that. And maybe you did the scanning thing. I scanned for the notes of encouragement. I didn't care about that. I wanted the program. So if you got a program, hey, flip over to the back page, and I just want to draw your attention real quick to our list of Friends of the Arts. These are people who have given financially to the arts at PCA, and I draw your attention to that because I want to say a big fat thank you to those people. We could not do what we do in the arts program at PCA without the support of our Friends of the Arts. It's very humbling to know that people would give of their financial resources to help us advance this program. And so we're so grateful. And you can see there's a lot of like family donors and individual donors, but then there's also a ton of corporate sponsors as well. I think I saw Dr. Terry Rogers in the back, who does a lot of work with our corporate sponsors. If you're a business owner and want to partner with PCA, he's the guy to talk to. And he does a great job on lining. Terry, can you wave at us again? Terry's back there. Thanks for being here, by the way. Anyway, he does a lot of work with our corporate sponsors, and so if you're a business owner and want to partner with PCA and get involved that way, that's a great way for you to partner with the school and the fine arts benefits from all the work that Terry does with our corporate sponsors, but directly through our Friends of the Arts. So if your name is on this list, I want to say thank you so much for your partnership with us. If your name is not on the list and you'd like to be a part of that program, I'd love to talk to you about that. Really, I'd like to say, if your family is benefiting from the arts program at PCA, I really want you to prayerfully consider being a part of this. It doesn't take, any one person doing $1 bazillion, but everybody doing a little bit helps us to get where we need to go. And as you can imagine, we've got budget dollars to do a lot of what we do, but typically we want to reach a little bit past that. We're going to pursue excellence in everything we do, and we're not going to apologize for it. So if you have not been a part of the Friends of the Arts program, we'd love to talk to you about it. You can see there's different giving levels, and each giving level's got different benefits. The platinum level, you get tickets to the Gift of Christmas, which is pretty cool. Advanced tickets for preferred seating and all that good stuff. And then, anyway, different benefits with each one. And the other thing I wanted to tell you before I zip it and get out of here for you is this Friday night. Students, hope you know this already, and parents, I'll tell you as well. This Friday night is our Fine Arts Banquet. That's an annual event where we celebrate all the areas of the arts. Art, band, choir, and theater. We get together and we give out all of our major awards, our art, band, choir awards, theater awards. And then we got a couple of awards that are kind of school-wide that we give out as well. We give out a really cool thing called an Artist Scholar Award, where we celebrate just great grades in the arts. And then we also give out our Audience of One Award, which is our top award. It's a character award, and we love to do that and celebrate our kids. So that's this Friday night, and I'll make sure Mr. Jimenez emails out the link so you guys can get tickets to that if you want to come. That's all I have. Thanks to our Friends of the Arts. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm going to pray, and then we're going to get going. Lord, I thank you so much for this day. I thank you for your blessings. I thank you for your love. I thank you for the gift of your Son, Jesus, for the hope we have in our heart of eternity with you because of his sacrifice. Lord, we thank you for the time we can be together tonight. I pray that you bless it. Thank you for all these students. I pray that you bless them as they play and perform. Help them to remember everything they've worked on and to play skillfully. And Lord, we thank you for our teachers. I pray that you bless them as well. I thank you for all these parents and grandparents and friends and family that have come to support. I pray that you bless all of our families. And Lord, we thank you for this night to be together. We give it to you. We pray you be honored and always say and do it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh well.
I practice my instrument a lot, but I never have practiced how to use a microphone. There's an on button if you're wondering. So my name is Mr. Jimenez. I am the high school band director, and this group right here, the jazz band, is such a fun ensemble. We get together Mondays after school. No grades, no attendance, just show up and play. We hold you accountable for showing up, and we just have a good time. We have a jam session, we play some jazz music, and it's just a fun group to be in. Not to mention that I always play with them a little bit. This next song, actually the song we just played for you is called On Broadway. Next song we're going to play for you I really like, it's called Summertime. And I really like this arrangement because it allows our students to improvise. So you're going to have a handful of students come up here and play something that they've never practiced before. They're going to make music on the spot. So here's the fun thing about improvising. I want to give you a little bit of a master class on improvising. Can I do that? Because I want you to listen to these things on your kids playing. Okay? So I was never much of an improviser. I was not very good at it. So what I did is I developed a method on how to improvise. So what I did is I said to myself, I'm going to play a one-note solo. to that, I'm going to add a second note. Then after I get tired of playing one note, I'm going to add a third note. Then after that, I'm going to add a fourth note. And a fifth note. I have a lot more than just 5 notes, but the beauty of improvising is that you can play a solo that sounds complex. All I did, I played 5 notes for you. I started with 1 note, I played it until I got tired of it, then 2 notes, then 3 notes, then 4 notes. So because I was not a good improviser, I had to develop a method so that if I ever played a big band gig, or when I played gigs and somebody said, hey, I need you to play a solo, I would have something to play. So I think God made me a poor improviser because He allows me to teach these guys the same method, which actually makes them really, really good improvisers. So you're about to hear some really cool solos from your students tonight. Ready? I instinctively cut you off. I don't know if you noticed that, and all of you stopped clapping. So, you're probably wondering, is that a real plunger? Yes, actually, when I came out here, I was a little bit embarrassed. I was kind of hiding a little bit because I didn't want you to think that I was a plumber. Right. So yeah, it's a plunger. You can buy these at a music store called The Home Depot. And they've been used for many, many, many years by trumpet players, and it gets that really cool, old school jazz, bluesy sound. So all of our trumpet players have one. It's a requirement of PCA. You can be a trumpet player, you have to have a plunger. All right, we have one more for you, and that's going to feature Mason on the trumpet. It's going to feature Patrick on the saxophone, and I'm going to throw in a little solo in there if you don't mind. In the mood, everybody. One, two, three, four. Good release, everybody. Hey, that was Mason Darden on trumpet. He's our screaming trumpet player. Give him a round of applause. Patrick, on the saxophone, stand up. All soloists, stand up. Percussion, stand up and get loud. Everyone, stand up. All right, now I'm going to hand it over to Mrs. Thornton with the 6th grade band. Thank you guys, great job.
Hello, my name is Tammy Thornton, and I am the middle school band director, and which basically means that I handle all the grade book stuff. But I also teach with Eddie Jimenez, and I teach with Mr. Rob Tovar, who is in the back working on the timpani. And yes, he's our percussion specialist. Yeah, you can clap for him. So I also specialize in woodwinds, and then Mr. Jimenez specializes in brass, and then our third teacher specializes, Mr. Tovar, is in percussion. So the three of us work together on with all of the students through the entire program. So that's why you always see us together at football games, at high school events, at pep rallies, at middle school events, at beginner events. We're just everywhere. So it's a big job, but I work with some great colleagues. And Mr. Jimenez was lying to you when he says he never improvises, because he improvises everything he says. So just to let you know that. All right, our first song today is going to be Star Splitter Fanfare. Great job, students. I always say this is one of my favorite concerts, but I really think I say that for every concert, just because it is so much fun getting to see the progress that they make. And by the end of the year, I'm like, wow, can we just keep going? And then summer hits, and then we have to start all over again. So, but it is such a joy getting to work with these students and getting to see them grow. Getting to see them grow musically and spiritually, and watch them get taller too, because that happens. So this group I've been extremely proud of. We took them to Pinstack a couple weeks ago, and they got the highest division they could get in their contest. So congratulations for that. We have also had a number of competitions that the students have, you need to come down, Mr. Jimenez. The students have competed in this year, and I think probably more students have competed in this than I have in the past. And that should just kind of tell you the talent level of this group specifically. The songs that I picked for them to play are also some of the hardest songs I've ever picked for sixth graders, and they are handling it beautifully. So it's been a lot of fun for me, but it's also it's just such a rewarding experience for them too. So back in February, we had an honor band competition, and this is generally a 7th and 8th grade contest, but I had 3 6th graders compete in that. And so this is where you have middle school students who competed against other private school musicians from all over North Texas private schools, and these students made the band. They earned placement in this band, which represents being one of the top student musicians on their instrument in all of North Texas private schools. Students then learned music in 2 days over a weekend, and then they gave a concert in February. And so having 6th graders make that group, I think is a first in PCA history. And we actually even have one student who made the high school band. And I told him, don't tell anyone that you're in 6th grade. And so just go to the high school and just play. And he did, and it was great. So he has a chance to make it every single year to make the high school honor band. And so I want to recognize those students from this group who made it. And so first on clarinet would be Moses Tao. Okay, next we had another clarinet player, Eric Sings. And then we also had another clarinet player who tonight is playing bassoon in this concert. You also need to watch him, because usually he plays clarinet in the next band, and usually he plays bass clarinet in the next band, and then for marching band he plays euphonium. So he's a multi-talented kid. He also likes learning Chinese just for fun too. And so, so this is Noah Davis. So we also had in April, early April, we had our PCA Solo and Ensemble Contest. And we had around, I forgot how many, we had 54 middle school students who did this competition, and 32 of them were from the beginning band. And so if you earned a medal from the PCA Solo and Ensemble Contest, would you please stand and be recognized? And then also in February, I offered this to some students, and some of them volunteered and they wanted to do it. But we had our TPSMEA Solo and Ensemble competition, and throughout all of PCA we had over 40 entries. And in beginning band, I had 4 students compete and make a solo, a first division on a solo. And so if you went to TPSMEA and got a medal, would you please stand? So that's Noah, Heidi, Moses, and Eric. And then one of those students is actually advancing to state, and that's, again, another high school competition. And so this is where you play the hardest grade level solo, and you'll play it in front of another judge in a couple weeks, right? A couple weeks? Yeah, and so Noah Davis, would you please come? So his solo was on clarinet that time. All right, next we are going to perform a song called Mechanical Monsters. Remember the name Mechanical? You'll see why. We have a couple of, actually one maybe new instrument in that group. It's a technical one that we found at Home Depot. No, sorry, this was Bed Bath & Beyond. It's called Set of Mixing Bowls. So that's over there. That was played by Grace and Lovely. And we're going to use that in another song later today. And I also just want to tell you a little bit about this band program, but also the 7th and 8th grade band program. We were so fortunate at this school to have very encouraging athletic staff and also administration and academic staff. I have about 3 or 4, maybe 5 students who had an athletic conflict tonight. And we were able to work with their coaches and work through all of that to allow them to either do both events or come and do their band concert and make up their athletic events. And so I want to encourage everyone and just let you know that in future events, just know that the band directors and the athletic directors are very good at working with schedules. And so it is possible to do both. And so next year, as these guys are going into 7th grade, it is possible to do both athletics and exceed in academics and exceed in band. And so next year in 7th and 8th grade, we will be adding one more concert to this group, and then they will also be participating in one of the high school football games. And that's really the only extra activities that the 7th and 8th grade band have that happen after school. And so I just want to make sure I can communicate that with the parents. But we just really do enjoy working with them and seeing them grow and watching them in all their endeavors. We have just a few more awards to give out, and these are ones that are reserved for Outstanding Boy, Outstanding Girl, and then we also give out a school award. And so the Outstanding Girl today, she has volunteered for pretty much anything that I have available. She's also, she wanted to do a solo, so she just picked up a solo, and then she wanted to do another one, and she picked up another one. And then she wanted to come and join jazz band, so she joined jazz band. She comes after school pretty much every time I have after school practice, and is just eager just to learn more about flute. And so the Outstanding Girl for the 6th grade band goes to Heidi Gescheidel. The Outstanding Boy goes to a woodwind, a clarinet player, and he also does the same thing. He's very talented in piano, and every time I come back to the after-school practices, he's either practicing his solo from his private lesson teacher or he's practicing piano. And these kids practically just live in the band hall, and so they're there almost as much as we are. And so congratulations, Outstanding Boy for the 6th grade band goes to Moses Towell. And then this last award, I'm totally going to spoil it. This is the one of the school subject awards that they will be getting later, coming up in a week or 2. And so the 6th grade school subject award is going to go to Noah Davis. He will get his award at that award ceremony, but I just wanted to make sure that I acknowledged him today here. So our final song is called Firestorm, and this is a all-time favorite. We have done it pretty much every year that Mr. Jimenez and I have been here, and so here we go. This is our last song of the night.
Everybody see that?
I have one more word. Okay, because I just saw my little bananas over there and I love them. I think they're so cute. Okay, so I do top banana, the top banana of the band, and this is where the students earn those little karate belt beads. So if you look at their cases, you will see how many extra things that they are doing in band class. And so it's just a little ring and it has all these different reeds on it. This is totally optional, completely optional, but the whole point of it is just to get them moving on their own and just moving through the band book. We do not complete the band book in 6th grade, but several students have, and they've done it on their own. And so I just want to recognize those students who have learned pretty much every single line of the beginner band book. And once they do that, they get their black belt in karate, but then they also get what is called the Top Banana Award. So if you have already received your Top Banana Award, would you please stand and be recognized? And you know, that's already received. And then we have 5 students who are adding to that today. And again, this is a big deal in my book because these are students who are working independently on their own. And I'm just like, they just do it by themselves. And so they learn a lot of these concepts, these musical concepts by themselves, and they're able to do it, and they're able to teach themselves to do it. And so I have Madison Kirby-Birdwell, come on down. I have her twin sister, Mallory Kirby-Birdwell. I have Noah Davis. Ree Leo. And last one tonight is Carter Griffith. Very good. Congratulations, you guys. Next on our program is the intermediate band, also known as the 7th and 8th grade band. And so our first song that we are playing tonight is called Adrenaline Engines. Okay, so I have to stall just a little bit. So Carl has to get the timpani ready. Those are our melodic drums, and you have to find the exact right pitch. And so it takes a little bit of time to do that. So this is our intermediate band, and earlier in the year we went to our TPS concert and sight reading, and they earned a Division I on their concert portion of the Considering none of them have done it before due to COVID, they did a marvelous job, marvelous. So this was the first time any of them had ever been to this competition live. And so it was a great experience for all of us, and they did really, really, really well. Again, the end of the year is my favorite time of year. We just had our last contest in the early parts of April, and then now, May 10th, we have another contest with 3 brand new pieces of music. And so I have to pick accordingly material that they can learn in a month. And this music would have taken us probably 3 or 4 months to learn had it been the beginning of the school year. But since it is the end of the school year, we can pull it off in a month. And so it's fun. It's super, super fun to be able to do that. And they sound great at it. And so now are we ready? Okay, good. All right, so this is called Adrenaline. Next, I would also like to recognize some students who competed in some competitions. So most recently, we had our PCA Solo and Ensemble, and we had, I think, 21 students from this group who medaled in our own PCA Solo and Ensemble. So if you received a medal, would you please stand? For the PCA one, yes. Excellent, have a seat. I usually, the next contest, we did this, our TPSMEA Honor Band, and we had a lot of students who made that. So I'm just going to call your name out, and this is, we had, I think, 10 middle school students who made this band. This is the one that was where they get together with all the top students of all of middle school, and then they give a concert within 2 days. And so students, as I call your name out, please come up and get your trophy. So we had McKenna Miller on oboe, she made it. We also had Natalie Santos on flute. We had Renato Castuso. We had Gabriel Billingsley on French horn. We had Zach Bruce on trumpets. We had Wendy Yang on trombone. And we also had Carl Gescheidel on percussion. So this is with 7th and 8th graders. I typically have the first contest, the honor band contest, happens in February, and so then the solo contest happens in April, and so it gives each grade level a little bit more time to work on their music. So I have the 8th graders do the TPSMEA honor band, and then I have the 7th graders do the solo contest. So we also had one other solo contest, which is the TPSMEA Solo and Ensemble Contest. This was kind of like the optional one that they could go to. And I had 6 students who volunteered and just wanted to do this, and they medaled at the TPSMEA Solo and Ensemble Contest. So if you received a medal, would you please stand? That would be Zach Bruce, Gabriel McKenna, Natalie, Carl, and Thomas. Excellent, have a seat. And then from that contest, I had 3 students advance to the state level on their solo. And again, this is totally extra. And so going to state in a couple of weeks, please stand and be recognized, is Zach Bruce on trumpet. Gabriel Billingsley on French horn. And Thomas Reynolds on saxophone. So they're not done yet. They still have another contest to learn. And then I'll do these last 3 awards at the very end. Our next song, Masters of the Symphony. This one's a lot of fun too. So we're playing Masters of the Symphony. This is a medley of some very famous composers. And it's real interesting to see which students have heard these songs before and who hasn't. And so it was a lot of fun to teach them the history of the song and play the originals for them. And once we played it for them, the light bulb turned on, and then they were able to sound just like those recordings. And so Mr. Jimenez is going to be conducting this one called Masters of the Symphony. will go ahead and come on down and join us. Okay, this next song that we are going to be playing, I'll introduce in a second. I have 3 more awards that I want to give out to the middle school band. And so this next one, our Outstanding Girl, this goes to a new student to PCA, and she came to us playing flute, and she has just jumped right on in. She has helped out so much just with a lot of the teaching of the woodwinds, and she's also done really well at all the competitions that we have done individually. And so Outstanding Girl for the intermediate band is Natalie Santos. Next, we have a student who joins us from, actually, he is a student of ours who is from St. Timothy. And so he came and joined us last year as a 6th grader. And he comes in every single day and greets Mr. Jimenez and I. And he is probably one of the most cheerful students that we know. And not only that, but he has just really helped all the students just know him so well, and he's just a joy to be around. The other day in class, we were working on this song, and he stopped me and he said, "Miss Thornton, I don't know it that fast yet." And I said, "I know." And then he went home that very next day, and he came back and he had it nailed. And so I can count on him for absolutely everything. But not only that, he is just so incredibly friendly. We have learned so much from him, and I know he has learned so much from us. And so it is a pleasure to announce Sully Woznowski as our Outstanding Girl. Next we have, in middle school, I wanted to introduce this award so the students have something to grow towards and look forward to when they get into high school. So I have also decided to give out an audience of 1 award. And this award goes to a student who is constantly seeking the glory and the recognition of God rather than the glory of man. The student is selfless in all that he does, and he is always constantly putting the needs of others before himself. And he does that by, again, he pretty much lives in the band hall, and he just helps out anytime we need anything. He's the one that I go to. He's very, very dependable. He's always carting around percussion equipment. If we need him to play something, he does. If I need him to join the high school band and he has 24 hours notice to play for a contest, he comes in, he learns the music, and then he goes. And so that happens. And he nailed it. And so we are just so incredibly proud of this student. He never complains. He always is always prepared for everything. He's a member of our high school marching band. He does jazz band, like everything pretty much that we offer. And so I want to recognize Carl Bescheidel as our And then also, this is a spoiler alert, this is for our 8th graders are having their award ceremony tomorrow, but I will not be the one who gives this award at the ceremony, so I wanted to make sure that I recognize him in front of all of you. Our school subject award for this year also goes to another student who was in our marching band, who's in our jazz band, who is always smiling, always encouraging, always saying thank you, always saying yes ma'am. Always knows his music. I can count on him for everything. And so Micah Jones, who Micah was he volunteers for everything, and so he was in the marching band this year, and we did Hamilton, and there was a rapping part. And you wouldn't typically guess that Micah would be a rapper, but he volunteered for it. And his parents didn't even know that he was going to do that, and he did an amazing job, so it was just really fun. fun time for us. Okay, our last song that we are playing is actually going to be a combined, as you can tell, and this is super exciting. This is the part 2 of Moscow 1941. So we played that song for our competition and for our Chile concert. And then the composer, Brian Volmages, he actually wrote a sequel to that. And so now this is, whereas in 1941, let's see, I'm trying to say this right, Moscow, so in Kiev 2022, Moscow has now become the aggressor, versus in 1941, they were the victor. And so now they have become the aggressor, and so you're going to hear the national anthem of Ukraine, and you're also going to hear a little bit of that battle that you heard in the song we played last year. For the last contest. And then this song, the composer, he wrote it, and all proceeds of this piece of music are going to Ukraine. So it came out probably about 2.5 months ago, and it has already raised $45,000. And so we wanted to play this song with the upper school band because it's a really difficult song. And so we wanted the help of the upper school band, but also it's just a really good experience for them to be able to play this quality of music with quality musicians joining us. And so this song is called Kiev 2022. Go ahead and warm up real quick because I know high school hasn't warmed up. Everybody's like, go.
I got the on button right this time. So this first piece that we're going to play for you is called Foundry. And as you know, in a foundry there's lots of metal sounds and all that. Mrs. Thornton kind of mentioned this earlier today. If you look at this instrument here, just a fun fact. So yes, these are mixing bowls from Bed Bath and Beyond. The piece that we're about to play for you, and if you were here at the chili cook-off, I talked about it a little bit, but there's a lot of parents that haven't heard about this instrument, especially 6th grade parents, and I've seen you kind of looking over like, are those mixing bowls? Yes, they are mixing bowls. So this piece by John Mackey calls for mixing bowls, and it calls for a pile of rattling metal. So the mixing bowls, I went to Bed Bath & Beyond, and I grabbed one of their spoons, and I looked like a crazy person, because I was trying to find the right pitch. And it took me quite a while. I set up all the bowls out, and I grabbed the spoon, and I was standing, and people were looking at me like, is this guy okay? And I was like, I'm not trying to steal a spoon or anything like that. I'm just trying to find the right pitch. I'm just a band director, okay? And then the rattling pile of metal. We went to Home Depot, and we got, what is it called again? Wrenches. We got wrenches, and we tied them up to metal so it gets a bit of a rattle, and it sounds like this. Combine both of these instruments together, it sounds like this. Just play it. I don't care what you play. Wait a second, these are your sticks. My bad, I'm sorry. So why don't you guys just play whatever you want to play. Just play. Ready, go. Keep playing. Good. So that's what they sound like when you combine both instruments. Think about it. So I want you to listen for that. This piece is called Foundry. piece that we're going to play for you tonight is actually the, I guess you'd call it the world premiere of our 2022-23 marching band show. You guys excited? So, after going to Hamilton, I don't know if you knew, but we are state grand champions. First time ever for PCA, and one of my favorite things about the season is when I go to conventions, when I go to state, or when I get together with band directors from other private schools, they always come up to me like, hey, your band show is so good. Our kids want to do it. So other schools want to do Hamilton. So one of my challenges coming up with a show for this year, it's like, how do I one-up Hamilton? So I spent months and months and months thinking of how I was going to one-up Hamilton, and I just couldn't come up with something. And I was running out of time. I mean, it got to the point where I had to write something, I had to give him music. We needed to play for this concert, and I still had nothing. And it's not because I was being lazy. I was just like going crazy trying to figure something out, and I couldn't. So, this is the idea that I came up with, and we came up with as a team. The world is on fire right now. There's so much going on. I don't think that I speak for myself when at times I find myself kind of down and I lose hope in humanity. There's things going on that I'm fearful for my own children and what future they're going to live in. It's kind of like you have a cup, half full or half empty cup of water, right? The cup is half empty and there's a hole in the bottom, the water's coming out. That's kind of what the world is nowadays. So this show, it's about believing in the good of mankind through adversity. It's about believing that there's a better day coming, that there's a great day coming. So our opener is going to be much like last year. There's going to be rapping involved. There's going to be a Christian rap this year that's going to take place. Last year, I don't know if you remember, if you saw our show, we had our percussion do color guard work. So at the beginning of the show this year, it's going to be cool. I love this. I hope you do too. It's going to be a massive drum break, and the entire wind section is going to be doing color guard work while there's rapping going on. Then movement 2 is an original melody that I composed for PCA. And then movement 1 is called Selah. Movement 2 is called Hope. Hopeful, and was what the future is going to be. And then movement 3 is Believer, and it features the song Believer from Imagine Dragons. So, what we're going to play for you today is Believer, movement 3. We hope you enjoy. The show's called Believer. It's the world premiere of the 2022-23 halftime show. there you have it. This is all that we have for today. I'm going to ask Mr. Rutherford to come out here and pray us out. Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. I did forget something. So this is a tradition. You're not going anywhere. Sit down, parents. This is a tradition of PCA that we do every year, Firestorm. It's a piece that we play in 6th grade every year. And our encore is we get together, all 3 bands, and we play Firestorm.
Great job, kids. Had a pray, and then we're going to be dismissed, all right? So if you bow your heads with me, Lord, we thank you so much for this day. We thank you for tonight. Thank you for a great time together. Thank you for a great concert. I pray that you go with us from this place. I pray for safety and health and just a great end to our school year. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, you're dismissed.